Next, we're going to start looking at solving linear equations. A linear equation is in the form ax plus by plus c equals 0, where both a and b are not 0. If a and b were 0, we would end up with simply c equals 0, and that really doesn't tell us anything. So linear equations consist of variables with no exponents. The exponent is always going to be 1. We can go ahead and get started. So to solve a linear equation, we want to simplify both sides of the equation as much as possible. You may have to use the distributive property, combine like terms. Then we want to move all of the variables to one side of the equation and move all of the constants to the other side, simplifying along the way. Finally, we divide both sides by the coefficient on the variable, and then at the very end, we need to check our answer. A lot of people skip that step, but it's always important to check your answer just to make sure you didn't make any mistakes along the way. To this day, I am still making mistakes occasionally, so I continue to check my answer. So let's take a look at problem 1. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is distribute this 2/3 across 3m minus 6. Make sure you're keeping close track of what your signs are because you want to continue those as much as you can. So 2/3 times 3m, the 3's are going to cancel out. We're going to end up with 2m. 2/3 times 6, we're going to have negative 12 over 3, which will go to negative 4, reduces down. There's nothing we can do on this side, so we'll just simply rewrite it. Next, we want to collect all of our variables on one side. I like collecting my variables on the left side, so I'm going to add m to both sides. We're going to end up with 3m minus 4 equals 5. Next, I want all my constants on one side, so I'm going to add 4 to both sides. And we'll have 3m equals 9. Divide both sides by 3. And we get m equals 3. Now let's check our answer. 2/3 times 3 times 3 minus 6 equals 5 minus 3. Performing our order of operations, we have to do what's in the parentheses first, and we have to do multiplication in the parentheses first. So we have 2/3 times 9 minus 6. And on the other side of the equation, we only have one operation. 5 minus 3 is 2. We'll do what's in the parentheses again here. 9 minus 6 is 3, equals 2. 2/3 times 3, 3 is going to cancel out, and we end up with 2 equals 2, which is exactly what we wanted. So this answer is correct. Do my next one in a different color. Now, again, we are going to distribute first. 4 times x, 4 times negative 1. We get 4x minus 4 minus 2 equals, and we can distribute on this side, 10x plus 15 plus 6. Simplify as much as we can. We have 4x minus 6 equals 10x plus 21. Now we have simplified both sides as much as we can. I am going to move my variables to the left side. Subtract 10 from both sides. 10x minus 10x. And I get negative 6x minus 6 equals 21. Now I want all of my constants on the right side, so I'm going to add 6 to both sides. And we get negative 6x equals 27. We'll divide both sides by negative 6, and we get x equals 27 over negative 6, which can reduce down. These are both divisible by 3, so we will end up with negative 9 over 2. You call it negative 9 over a positive 9 over a negative 2. No matter what, both sides, or the fraction is going to be negative. Now let's check our answer. 4 times negative 9 halves minus 1 minus 2 equals 5 times 2 times negative 9 halves plus 3 plus 6. We'll do our order of operations. We have to do what's in the parentheses first. 4 times negative 9 halves minus 1. That's the same thing as subtracting 2 over 2, so that's going to give us negative 11 halves minus 2 equals 5 times 2 times negative 9 halves is negative 9 plus 3 plus 6. Negative 11 halves times 4 is going to be negative 22 minus 2 equals 5 times negative 9 plus 3 is negative 6 plus 6. Negative 22 minus 2 is negative 24. 5 times negative 6 is negative 30 plus 6. Negative 24 equals negative 24. So perfect. It worked out. Let's look at our last and most complicated example here. Switch her up one more time. Go with green. So we're solving for S. This is where penmanship, which mine, as you can see, is not great. Penmanship is going to be really helpful for you because S can very easily get confused with the number 5, so be very careful about that. So let's simplify as much as possible. We have to do what's in the parentheses first. There are parentheses within the parentheses, so I'm going to start here when trying to simplify this side. So we have 10 times 3, negative 8 times 2s is negative 16s. Negative 8 times negative 5 is positive 40. This throws a lot of people off, so make sure if you have a negative, you are checking your signs. Negative times a negative is a positive. 15 times 40 is 600. 15 times negative 5s is negative 75s. Now let's continue to simplify what's in the parentheses. We have 10, and we have 3 and 40. That's going to give us 43 minus 16s. Equals 600 minus 75s. We can't simplify anything on that side. Next, we have to distribute our 10. We have 430 minus 160s equals 600 minus 75s. Now we have simplified both sides as much as we can, so we are going to move all of the variables to the left-hand side, all of the constants to the right. So let's take a look here. 160 minus 75. That's going to give us negative 85s on this side. Subtract 430 from both sides, and we get 170 We'll divide both sides by negative 85 and we get S equals negative 2. There's our answer, and now we shall check it. 10 times 3 minus 8 times 2 times 2, negative 2, minus 5 equals 15 times 40 minus 5 times negative 2. Sorry, I got a little jumbled there on the end. So let's simplify this. Perform what's inside the parentheses first. 10 bracket 3 minus 8 times 2 times negative 2 is negative 4 minus 5 equals 15 times 40 minus 5 times negative 2. That's going to be a positive 10. Times 3 minus 8 times negative 9 equals 15 times 50. 10 times 3. So this is a negative 8 times negative 9. That's going to be positive 72 equals, what's 15 times 50? I don't know that one on top of my head. 750. 10 times 3 plus 72 is 75 equals 750, and we get 750 equals 750. So this one worked out too. So make sure you're checking your answers. Go ahead and work on problem number 4. Good luck.